hello everybody. It is I, Sol, and we are back after 18 months with the Sun-Dried Bunnies podcast. We are resurrecting the Sun-Dried Bunnies because they'll forever be dried, they'll ever be sun-dried, they'll forever be bunnies. And I am once again joined by a fabulous guest, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Ribbit bitch.
Ribbit bitch. That's it.
I didn't think about how to introduce you. I was going to say, the Ribbit bitch king or something like that. And instead I just ended with, he's a Ribbit bitch.
He's just a bitch.
Just a bitch.
Just a bitch in a frog hat, guys.
It's the wonderful, the marvellous JakFrog. Thank you for joining us here on the podcast. Well, here, I love all that. What's that, dabbing?
Yeah.
Dabbing?
Start dabbing, you know.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Meatloaf. How you doing, mate? Welcome in. Thank you for the resub, by the way, Jack. I appreciate that.
That's right.
So, what is the Sun-Dried Bunnies podcast? It's been gone a while. We're bringing it back on Soul TV. It is a podcast all about streamers, or at least the personalities, at the very least, in the community, and giving them a showcase, getting to know more about them. Maybe learn a thing or two. But JakFrog, now this is a person of a lot of anonymity. Isn't that right, Jack?
Yes.
Yes, a world of mystery.
Yep.
So we should probably start way back into how you specifically came into this world. I think we don't have to go
My mum and dad loved each other very much. It was a cold, windy night. We couldn't go out to the movies.
Oh, it was cold and windy, you say?
Apparently, yeah.
Look, so leave alone. Welcome in. So let's start at the beginning. How did you get into this mad world that is Twitch?
I got bullied into it.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Oh, no.
There's no I was inspired by anyone. It all started on Halo Night on my friend's channel.
Right.
And she was like, you know, stream. And I was like, no, I'm good. And then everyone else was like, yeah, stream. And I was like, a month into playing Halo with them every night of once a week.
Right.
And to the point where I literally went, oh, fuck you guys, I'll stream then.
Yeah, why not at that point? Yeah.
And I just started streaming, and that was it.
So a bit of peer pressure went a long way, it appears, because how long have you been doing this now?
Nearly 2 years.
Nearly 2 years. That works out about right. Because I remember meeting you not too long after you had started. It was a few months, I think, right?
Yeah.
That you were already streaming, but you definitely weren't you hadn't been around for a long length of time at that point.
I was just there.
No, we need the full story now, so speak about your birth.
What? That's a cool story.
Well, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Hello, chaps. Hello, Strinksy. Welcome in. Welcome to the Sun-Dried Bunnies podcast. We're joined by the wonderful JakFrog. So yes, you got peer pressured into it. Which is amazing. It's not uncommon. There are two major reasons why people get into streaming, and I've learned from this podcast alone, and that is that either you're peer pressured into it by your group of friends, or COVID happened. Or it's a mix of the two. Like you ended up getting online because of COVID and blah blah blah. But you've stuck with it, which is rare. Like you said, you're coming up to 2 years. I mean, I've always said on this show that the average shelf life for a streamer is roughly 2 to 2.5 years. Yeah. Before they quit it, but you really did stick it out for for this long period of time. So you must enjoy it.
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I get to play games, make people laugh. I could be really bad at times, and then because people are laughing at it, it's fine. Yeah. I don't feel bad about myself. So I meant to miss that really cool shot I was meant to take.
Right. Okay.
So I just play it off as it's meant to happen, guys.
Yeah. No, exactly. I often get hit with the little Mitchell and Webb clip. Oh, that's a bad miss. Whenever you've got to play it up, haven't you? You've got to play it up. Yeah.
It's just great. It's just an excuse to be bad, and everyone be like, he's doing it for comedy, isn't he? Yeah.
That's brilliant. Yes, I like that. It's like, yes, I'm going to present myself to the world and my gaming acumen. I'm really bad, but they won't know that. They think I'm doing a bit. Yeah.
Exactly. The worst bit is when you play on someone else's stream,
right,
and then you're just constantly at the top of their leaderboard.
Oh, right.
And then like I said, on Claire's Halo Night, I was at the top of the board constantly on one day, and when I stream the next day, I'm losing everything. I'm not hitting a single shot. And then my friend comes and chat and watching and goes, "Dude, what the fuck?" It's like you literally destroyed everyone here.
You set a level of expectation, right?
And he's failed, and you've just failed here.
Yeah. That's brilliant. But it's good camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's good camaraderie. That's the main thing. Galaxine's here, squeaking away in the chat. Hello, Galaxine.
No.
Okay, no worries, Galaxine. I don't know if Galaxine's still listening, but I'm going to call out that before we started, we were talking about putting cameras on, and which I really appreciate, Jack, going out your way to present yourself here. I really appreciate that. We'll chase up on that afterwards. But you were explaining that you had to tidy your room very quickly.
Oh yeah, it was clean. What do you mean?
Spotless. Of course, always spotless. JakFrog's room, but there was just a little bit of a pile of just a bit of a plate. It wasn't even a plate, was it? It was a saucer.
Of freshly clean items. Just weren't organised.
Yeah, let's organised. Let me try. It was all the right things, just in the wrong places. That's why I have a backdrop. Meatloaf saying he has a backdrop. Yeah, I mean, mine's just a green wall anyway. Now. But I mentioned that because I had to. A little known secret. I'm gonna spoil it all here. If you ever go and see The Vault on YouTube, the episode of The Vault with Galaxine, the reason why her image is smaller because I had to crop out her dirty washing. There you go. See, I'm exposing Galaxine there. Yeah.
The best thing is you can't even see. I turn around like my dirty washing basket's out of frame anyway. Right, there's a wardrobe here, and there's the door, and there's the basket over there, and it's out of sight. It's fantastic.
That's right. Because now are you in a different room than you were when you were on Stars?
No,
you're not. So were you in a slightly different position? Because I'm sure you didn't have the window and the bed behind you at the time. That's confused me now. I'm gonna have to go back and see.
I'm definitely in the same spot.
Oh, okay. Now, was it even? I don't even know if it was even in Stars. I don't remember what it was for.
Yeah, it was at the start. Do you know what it was? It's because I did it on my my phone.
Right.
And I had my phone resting on my mic.
That might have been why it looked like a different angle.
And just looking up on me, not looking eye level.
Gotcha. That makes sense. You should ask him why he doesn't have any blinds or curtains. Oh!
You can also see that. Here you go, Stefan. There's no blinds or curtains. As you can see, there's the window. Yeah.
Why do you not have any blinds or curtains?
It's because I painted my room. All right, I'm not going to say when I painted my room.
Okay.
it was some time ago.
Okay.
And I had to take the curtains down, to get a nice paint around. And then they just never got up again.
I've got this blind for this small room here. It was a real pain to put up. They can be issues,
They are.
But don't you get a lot of? I mean, I'm guessing maybe you get up quite early.
Yeah, and I also in the middle of nowhere. There's a big old tree outside.
Right. Okay.
I'm on the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
There's no peeking toms. Well, that I know of.
Oh, don't you know about the person who goes around on stilts? Peeping into...
I just thought it was really tall. Wonder what those red dots were in the window looking for one. Our cat got really high.
You would... For a moment there, I had to second guess that. Either they got very tall or they were smoking something. Yeah. But welcome in. It's a pleasure to have you here. Now, Jack, you got pressured into it. You're now streaming. You're doing well. So, JakFrog. Jack effing Frog. Indeed. Where did the name come from?
Well, wait, is it in reach? It's in reach.
Ooh.
It's in reach. Oh, I'm gonna lose the illusion here.
Oh,
we're going there.
Look away with virtual eyes, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever show my picture, feel free to edit in the extra dirty wash. Noted, Strixie.
There you go. Sorry.
No,
I could have moved that so much better. We got this bad boy here.
Aha!
Right, he is. This is Froggy. Great
Froggy.
name, I know.
Hello, Froggy.
I've had him since I was born.
Amazing.
In fact, he's even older than me. Because he was a gift I was given like 2 weeks after I was born.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can see. I'm not going to go up again. But there, somewhere in that pile of frogs, there's a brand new version of him.
Oh, is it really?
And like, as the color of he is faded away, but the color of the brand new one is like a vibrant green. He's been washed and every couple of times. He's a bit floppy.
Okay, so I have exactly the same story. I have a plush, I think they're called now, that I've had since before I was, like, well, not since before I was born, but literally was around before I was born.
Yeah.
This is it. Look at the state of it.
Okay. It's not as bad as Froggy, though.
Apparently, when I was about 8 or 9, I went to the teddy bear shop and got. No, it's got a Christmas jumper underneath.
Oh, that's like when I took it to the shop to get pregnant.
Yeah, no.
I just really like pregnant bears.
When I was 8 years old, I impregnated this plushie. No, I dressed it up in clothes. I went to the teddy bear factory and bought clothes for it, apparently. But it just it's looking very sad for itself. It's called Sammy. Sammy the dog. Its full name is Sammy Jemima Bugle. There you go.
Yeah, this is Froggy. Yeah, I named it because it was a frog.
This is Doggy. No. If I named myself after this, I would be Sol the Sammy.
Sol the Sammy.
But why did you name it after the Froggy? Is it just because you've been so attached?
Yeah, I mean, I just loved frogs. I just grew up. My grandma she had a pond. There's always frogs there.
Oh.
And I've just grown up around frogs, and it's like something I just physically can't escape.
Oh right. You make it sound. Wait, Sammy's soul, Sammy's butt, meatloaf. Oh, don't offend me.
It's something. It's not. I want to escape. I don't want to escape.
Escape sounds like you're trying to get away from it. You have frogs at work, I believe. I think that's probably roughly.
Yeah, in a pond. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, so I've just grown around with frogs. It's a lifestyle at this point. It's not just like, oh, I like race cars. It's I am a MILF, man. I love frogs. It's like this is. It's a lifestyle. So
like the frog, the way of the frog.
It is.
That's fantastic. I'm pleased that you've said you actually are around real frogs, because you do always remind me of this sketch from Little Britain. You may be aware of what I'm talking about. I don't know, but
I am.
There was a sketch of a middle-aged lady who collected everything frog-based, like figurines, clocks, pillowcases, duvet sets, you name it, everything top to bottom was frogs. And then these friends for her birthday got her a real life frog, and she didn't know, she was repulsed by it, and then massacres it by killing it with a slipper or something, or a shoe.
I've seen this.
You always sort of remind me of that, because I'm always thinking, you got so much frog stuff. Have you been around a frog?
Yeah, I will happily.
Okay.
I will happily. We'd be on a nice walk. I'd be walking with my dog. I'd be walking to work, and there's a frog on the road. I'm grabbing it.
You're grabbing it. Oh.
I'm picking it up, and I'm like, all right, I'll take you to the pond. I'll take you some. Come with me if you want to live. Put it in my pocket. Forget I have it. Put it at work. Take it into the office. Here you go, guys. It's for my friend. No,
you got a froggy in one pocket and a new frog power that you pick up on the other.
It sits on my shoulder when I work around. It sits there. I just find dead flies around work, just feed them.
I love that. One of those people you throw it up in the air and see if they can catch it out of the.
Yeah. Come on. That's a long tongue, mate.
Do you feel like you have a connection with frogs? Do you think there is some kind of conscious thing, like unconscious?
I think so. I think because like I think I just am a frog.
You just are a frog.
Welcome to Strange Addictions, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a dead fry, if you don't mind, guys. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you should see before we started. Before all this came on, it was
there's like wings all over my mouth.
Big extendable tongue came out. Oh,
there was, yeah. I just sat here just shooting it.
I was like, we can't show that on Twitch. We can't show.
Like, Jack, please put that mask on.
Big potato, ribbit bitch, welcome in, potato.
Ribbit bitch.
Hey, welcome in. I've had a bit of a disconnect for that, so I'm hoping it don't happen again. But any quick signal in chat would be helpful for me as well. And if we're back, don't know why. I think it's an OBS thing, sadly. Okay, so we've established you starting streaming the JakFrog name. Now, interestingly, I don't want you to dox yourself, but Jak spelled J-A-K is not the common way of spelling it. But is that actually your way of spelling it?
As it's clearly noted, I make sure everyone knows, I am massively dyslexic. So growing up through primary school,
got you.
I had to type my name and spell my name. My brain was like, Jak, J-A-K.
Yeah,
so every
logic there for sure.
When I went to high school and got my journal for high school, and I was like, why is there a C?
Oh, really?
And no one's told me I've been spelling it wrong. Everyone just thought it's how I've been spelling it. I take it to my mum, and she goes, yeah, that's how you spell Jak. That's how you spell your name. Because she's worked so hard. She's never had time to do my school reports because she's always been constantly working out to support all the kids. So she never actually clocked onto it until I brought her the book. I was like, you just spelled my name wrong. What is this? And she worked at school. She's like, tried not to laugh. That's your name? I was like, oh my god.
What a revelation to come into.
Hold up.
That's like me spelling my name Soul and then finding out that no, your name is S-O-U-L. So, what?
Branded so many times.
I know. I've done the whole sun motif now. I'm even learning Spanish.
Why?
It's the best story. It is. That is. But yeah, because you do. Sorry, I don't want to. I love soul food. Oh, thank you, Scar. Because I don't want to call you out, but you are quite admittedly. You are. Oh, hello.
It's me.
Thank you, Scarver. Channel redeems are still on.
Oh, okay, I was like, you're quite, Oh, hello. Oh, okay.
Where have you been? Where haven't I been? What?
Thank you very much, Scarver. I appreciate that. I forgot to turn them off. So is spelled sausages. Don't you remember? I don't know. But you are quite. You admit that you when you're reading comments for people to be a little bit patient with you.
I had to tell him. It's like you had to give me at least 8 tries.
Yeah.
Even if the word's hello, if I'm looking at it and I'm just like, huh?
Yeah. So it's. I find this very interesting, and because obviously, if you're able to read without dyslexia, it's a hard thing to sort of imagine or put yourself into. Someone who does have trouble reading, or in a matter of ways, but it hasn't detrimented you in your life at all.
I mean, exams and that, it's always been there.
Yeah.
And at this point now, it's kind of something I just own. It's like, yeah, I know how to solve, I can get out my day-to-day basis with it.
Right.
It may take me, if you had a big message, it might take me like half an hour to apply. It's not because I've read it and just ignored you.
Right.
It's like I've read it like 80 times just to make sure in my head. It's like, yeah, good.
There are times when my jokes, which are pretty bad to begin with, really don't land with Jak. Yes. And I see the cogs turning, and I'm like, oh no, I've made that one a bit too.
It's made it too hard.
A bit too difficult.
He's put too many D's in it.
But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to cater because I feel like that might come across as patronising in some way. And I think that might be the same for a lot of people in that situation. Like, if you know someone is somewhat dyslexic, you don't want to sort of, highlight it by then sort of comforting. You just want to be aware of maybe the misreading and maybe correcting or something like that. Yeah.
I don't mind. If people go, oh, well, that's not what I said at all.
Yeah.
I did not say that about your mother at all, Jak. I was like, how did you?
I just said I put the goat outside.
Oh. If it's better because especially when I'm streaming and I read someone's name horrendously wrong.
Oh, names are always difficult. Yeah.
And they're like, do you know what? We're gonna let him survive this, and it's really embarrassing for me if they come back again. Eventually, or when I meet on someone else's stream and we're playing games and they're on my team, and I say this absurd name.
Oh, right.
And then someone goes, "Who the hell are you talking to?" I was like, Yeah, they're like, that's not their name. And I'm sat there like, I've been calling this guy for the last 5 months.
I love that. I mean, you thought I was Sewell, didn't you?
Yeah, I think it was like Sue as well. Sue. It was like Sue. I won't come in.
That is amazing because names can be difficult anyway. And then when you ask someone how do you say that, they've got to communicate with words. They can't tell you how to pronounce it audibly, so they've got to try and break it down. It's very difficult.
One of my favorite parts of streaming in my whole time as a whole sound alert is the word intrigue. 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 And people, I was like, what the intrigue? And they're like, oh, it's like intrigue. It's like in a tree? And they're like, no, it's intrigue, Jack. But everyone's like in chat trying to work together to work out how to spell it. Until someone had to phone call me, Maddie, my mod, phone called me and went, it's intrigued. I was like, oh!
Intrigued. Yeah, see, the English language is very difficult, and we might look back around to that because I want to ask your opinion on something that's been.
We've got a spelling test.
Hotly debated. Yeah, we got a spelling bee.
Yeah.
Well, you'll probably get your tongue out and eat the bee, if anything.
Yeah.
So we talked about frog. You mentioned before we went live something that I have to question, and we may get a little bit sexualised here. But you mentioned the phrase "froggy style."
Yeah, froggy style. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna happily know after stream, of course. You know.
I can't.
I'm gonna research it a lot.
I can't replicate myself, but I do have a representation of me here.
See, I'm not sure. I know Twitch are changing their guidelines of this kind of action. So I'm pretty flexible, but
Jack,
I don't want to.
I understand if at this point you would like to disassociate yourself from me and the stream and the podcast. So I imagine doggy style is that, isn't it?
Well, we got a cool surfy frog man. I believe
Yeah.
Froggy style is it's got to be something with like the legs up,
right? Oh, you think okay?
They sit like that, and then they've got like their hands here.
So you think legs up like that and apart?
Yeah, and then hand like that, like you're like squatting, like do you know when you squat?
Yeah.
You put your hand. Do you know when you're doing leapfrog, right?
Right. Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're like leapfrog.
So
and then you're just on top of your partner like that, just jumping.
So like that.
Just hopping along. Yeah. That's what I imagine it's like.
What am I doing? Oh, I got the Urban Dictionary definition. Oh, have you been? Oh, that's fantastic. Rafi, hello. Good. I thought I was late for the sex ed class.
Yeah. Like you put your arms like a frog like that. You get your knees up. I can't get. I'm not.
Yeah.
Danny's chair's not big enough.
And they sort of go there.
And then, and you just kind of. I mean, you just hop around like a frog.
Hopping around the room.
Let me just put little surfer frog back where he belongs.
Froggy style sounds a bit knackering.
I've stunned the little frog guy. He's never going to talk to me again.
I've got the Urban Dictionary definition of froggy style. As long as it is, acceptable for you put in the chat. A little leapfrog trade-off.
Yeah,
It's that. I don't know. Leapfrog pegging. Oh no, let's move on. We'll get the Urban Dictionary definition there. So, look like doggy style, but you aim an inch higher and see how far she jumps. Oh, bloody hell. Let's do froggy style tonight, dear. I can't do it. So, right, let's get back. So, Jack, now one thing that you may, after that conversation, you may want to remain anonymous. You have, see what I do with the segues there? I'm good at that, aren't I?
Yeah.
Now you do not show your face to the world, as is your choice, and you have a. I wouldn't say it's hard to explain. Are you a VTuber?
I don't even know what you'd call me. I just go with faceless because There is a little frog in the corner, but he doesn't like move around or talk. It's just a picture. It's like
it's a PNG sort of image.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because VTuber seems to have now become its own classification, hasn't it, really? It's become its own sort of thing. So I don't want to mislabel your whole thing by saying VTuber, because I think it's a very split
it is. I'm not
topic.
But I don't know what I am.
No.
I don't know what I am.
We'll find this out, don't you worry. We know there's a frog in there somewhere.
I'm a frog tuber.
A frog tuber! That is fantastic. Although it does sound like you're making a new band. An orchestra of frogs.
The band is in the works. So.
A frog tuber sounds fantastic. I love that. But yeah,
you don't want to hear your doctor to say to you, "You got a frog tube."
Oh, that's true.
No.
I'm sorry. It's a frog tuber. What does that mean? It means you've got a frog in your throat.
Yeah, he's got a frog in your throat. Come on, guys.
I think the term is PNG tuber. Yeah, I guess, but I don't know. It's one of those things where it's weird how these labels are sort of objective, but also not at the same time. Like, you having an image or not, would that... Like, I have an image. I have a backup image in case I'm not feeling all that camera shy. There it is there. I popped it up on the screen. But I wouldn't say that just made me a PNG tuber. You know what I mean? It's weird, isn't it? Because if I had that permanently and then I agreed to the term, that makes sense. But you don't know what you are. Frog tuber makes sense, I think.
But then I do have a face cam, clearly.
You do. So,
and I've also done cooking streams.
It's
not like I've literally been standing there.
That's
it's
true.
It's not like a fake picture.
Yeah.
So I just...
So, why do you... we don't have to go too far into it, of course. But why have you chosen that way to present yourself rather than the atypical manner?
Well, mainly because, I've always found it awkward just being on camera, face-wise.
Uh-huh.
And also to my job.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not allowed, for safety reasons, I'm not allowed to show my face. I mean, that's my job.
Got you.
That's it, yeah.
I understand. So there is actually some...
there's actual
legality issues with that. I was not aware of that. If I did know somewhat about your sort of level of employment, but never to that degree actually. So that's very interesting. That's a first for me.
More people go, he's a super agent or whatever.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched like a movie when they go into like the spy base and it's just a guy fixing a pipe in the background?
Yep.
Like no, really, that's literally what I do. I'm that guy in a government, like a secret building. It's not even a secret building. In a government building, fixing a pipe.
But you are needed. You are the heart and soul.
Yeah, I'm needed.
The job is just as valuable.
It is. But I'm a ninja. I like that one.
So, but it's interesting that there is a legality even just for that sort of role that isn't sort of public. I suppose it is public. It's difficult, isn't it?
It is difficult.
I suppose it's just for the sake of protection on all costs, really.
Yeah, it's more on my side protection than...
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's interesting. But it's wonderful that you were able to adapt it into something that, we've all sort of fallen in love with who knows you. This whole...
Yeah.
When I think of frogs, no matter where I am in the world or however context I meet them, I think of you. Simple as
literally, if I go on my Instagram, if I go on any of my Instagrams, my private or my stream one, guaranteed someone has sent me a frog video or a frog post or a frog picture. I've had someone video call me, couldn't answer me, send them a video on Instagram of them going, "I've just found this frog and I wanted to show you so badly."
I love it. Yeah, like now I know what you like. You can't escape it.
This is like, that's so cool, but.
Bombarded by frogs.
I was taking a shit. I
love it. Oh dear, that's brilliant. So we met after you started streaming, and I believe we met through the wonderful Maggie Lyon.
Yes.
Maggie Lyon is an amazing streamer, wonderful person. She's gone for a study. She just got back into streaming a little bit every now and then when she can. And I was fortunate to not just meet Maggie, but through Maggie, meet the wonderful Jack. And actually, you were the first person I think I really connected with in her chat, and we hit it off quite well, I think. And then I found out you were a streamer, so like it all sort of worked out. How did you meet Maggie yourself?
Again, it was through Halo Night, and Maggie's a friend of one of my friend Claire's friends. He's Dan, who has somehow became my son in this weird Halo Night universe we live in.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's how I met Maggie. We raided in. I was working on a paper, one of my uni papers, and I just had streams in the background. And I can't remember what Maggie was playing, but she was playing something I've played before. I was really enjoying it because she was mucking up loads, and it was great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I know I made loads of bad mistakes, but she was making even worse mistakes. It was great. I was like, oh, this is great. I feel so much better about myself.
I love that. It's like watching one of those fail videos. It's like, let's watch other people fail so I don't feel so bad.
Maggie's fantastic, right? It's like, I'm not just saying she's bad at gaming. She's good now.
She's well, I don't know. I watched her play a puzzle game not too long ago. She was stressing, struggling. It was hilarious.
Favorite stream is her brownie stream.
Oh,
great video as well. Great YouTube video.
I think for me, the peak for Maggie was when she dressed as the Joker, and we convinced her that she wanted to drink piss.
Yeah.
And she went on a bit of a. She literally had a meltdown. Like that was insane.
But she comes out with some. I know I come out with some out of order stuff sometimes. But I remember this one as well. Cow piss. She had a dream about swimming in cow piss, and it's just like, what?
What?
And then you mentioned it in the chat. It's like, no, I don't like piss. But I dream about cow piss, guys.
She genuinely seems so earnest in everything she proclaims as well, So it's like, this isn't weird. This is me just telling you.
It's normal.
We're like, what is wrong with you?
It's like, do you not dream about piss?
We can beat that dream so streak. So we got a dream coming in. But yeah, how did you become her mod?
I think I was just in her chat alone, just because I was doing my uni paper. I was there. I remember there was this guy. What was they called them? White Knights, when that was like a big thing.
Right.
Yeah, he was there. I was like, oh mate, you kind of need to leave because no one cares.
Yeah.
I mean, he started attacking me because I'm 6 foot and he's 5'2", and somehow it made me like less of a man or whatever. I was just like, what? And after that, Maggie made me a mod. Sadly, I'm not around enough anymore.
No. You do a good job when you need to. I think you're still a mod there.
No, I'm not anymore.
Oh, you're not. No. Oh no. Because I do know she revolved a lot of people out quite frequently.
Yeah, it's just because I started my job, and I was like, and she streams like literally when I get home.
Oh, does she?
That's the end of those things. So it makes sense.
I do remember that stream streaks. Bloody hell. So it's interesting. I'm actually a mod in waiting for her. I said I don't want the mod thing. If you ever need me though, you can fully /mod me. I'll deal with it. But I found that most people I mod is because I'm there quite a lot, and then someone comes in, like you said, that might be a bit of a trouble, creating drama, and you're like, don't worry, I can deal with this for you, so you don't have to take that stress off you a little bit. Because we're there and we're willing, and I think that just shows the good nature of yourself.
Yeah,
good nature of yourself. Because as much as you love watching her fail, you're willing to protect your source of entertainment.
My friends, I mod for a fair load of people. I'm not sure why they've still kept me as mod as well, because I'm hardly there due to, I got such limited time now. It's like I'll be there when I can. But it's I think it just was a big relief.
Yeah, it reflects on your character. I think people trust you. People like you. And
I'm really brutally honest when someone's being, on someone's chat. I'm like, banned.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
give you a warning. And it's like, I don't, paint me as the bad guy. The stream is like this angel, and the mods are this whole. I don't care. I'm just here, I'm just vibing. I want to enjoy this stream as much as the next person wants this.
Exactly. So if there's any form of disruption, you're in that role to go, hey, chill out.
Hey.
And then if there's none, boom. I think that's fair. You've got to have some semblance of tolerance because, the streamer's tolerance has got to be sort of questioned, but then they trust you to judge that. So I think that's, again, I think it reflects very well on you. So you talked on your job, so you can't really talk much about it, but you did say that you have an office that also doubles as a panic room. Is that right?
Oh no, it's just a workshop. It's just as a mechanical engineer, I got a mechanical engineering workshop, and that's literally where I hide in.
Right. Okay.
There's also a 360 in there, Xbox 360.
Nice.
I got a little TV.
Oh,
so my manager knows about it. He's come in to me loads of times. So when it's like a dead day, I can't, Look, normally you'd sit on your phone. I can't have my phone at work.
Right.
So I kind of dead day, nothing's going on. When I first started there, I just sat there like looking at the ceiling, like, oh. Well, I was thinking, great, I've done all my jobs. And when I found an Xbox in a bin at work, I was like, I'll take it up, fix it up. I went home, got Halo Reach, brought Halo Reach in, and I literally just play Halo Reach all my time.
Oh wow, okay. But that's great. I mean, I love the fact that you can be in a workplace and have that environment, not have it even questioned or intruded upon, or anything like that. I had a small little space myself when I was in work. Obviously, nothing compared to your own workshop or anything, but like to have your own space in work. It's like, look, I'm doing this and I'm going to set this up the way I want it, and to be given the carte blanche, as it were, to do so. It's always a good feeling. So now I want to talk about something that we haven't spoke about in a long time, and it died. I don't know if you remember this, but roughly around the time we first started getting together, you wanted to write and create a parody of the Lord of the Rings.
I did, that was so good.
You remember this?
When I got a job, and it went so bad. I think I still have some of the script. No, I won't. It'll be on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
But I did start making like a script. I love that idea so much. I know as soon as you mentioned something you forget about, I was like, he's going to bring up Lord of the Rings. It's such a good script.
So it was. Series. I remember you wrote something, and then I think I re-edited it. I think we did it once. I remember we were in a.
We did it once.
You did it once. You posted something, and then I went through it and sort of edited it together and sort of just added a few gags in, and then we never continued it on. But I think it was Maggie and FPG were also involved. Although I don't remember them contributing anything or actually understanding it.
Honestly, I don't think Maggie's ever seen Lord of the Rings. So people are like, what is this? Why have I been dragged into this?
I love it. We just brought her there to play Gollum.
We just Gollum, mate. Who's Gollum? He loves piss.
Brilliant. That job Maggie. Straight up ruining creative endeavours. It's true. Who wouldn't want to see a Lord of the Rings parody? Written by JakFrog and myself, and probably performed by us as well.
It's me and you. I mean, it can still happen,
So I just imagine the airing on the stream, and then just someone whispering, I don't remember there being frogs in it.
Why is Soul playing Gollum and not the guy dressed as a frog?
Go forth, Frogdo.
Frogdo. That's the Frogdo.
Give me back my precious sport.
Give me back my tadpole.
This is turning into that now.
We did it, guys. At last.
We're doing it now.
It's such a good idea.
Speaking about Maggie was one of the last guests I had on this podcast on the previous run, and we got her to play the ukulele on stream, and it was an absolute disaster. And I started singing over it as well.
Oh God!
It was awful. But I'm not going to ask you to do the same.
So I'm looking over there. It's like there is musical instruments over there.
There is musical instruments.
There is a recorder which I can't play.
Oh. So do you have instruments? But when you say you can't play, is that because you haven't learned yet, or you are learning, or?
Oh, it's more of it's a blowing instrument.
Right. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay. So what actually is it?
It's just do you know when you went to primary school?
Yeah.
You did music lessons.
Recorders.
It's literally one of those plastic recorders. It's literally one I had from primary school, which I took home. I just never returned it.
No, you got stolen property, and this has now been the reason for this podcast. We have got you back the rights.
Wait a minute. Mrs. Fix, you just joined the call?
Yeah.
No.
And we knew we'd get you Jack with a C.
At last, Jack with a C. That's why I never knew, because I was handing it in as Jack without a C. It's on their system. It looked like no one ever took it.
A reedless piece of PVC pipe with holes in it. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, it's an instrument. Whether it's a triboid xylophone or whether it's tuba, a frog tuba.
A tuba. I could play I probably can't play it anymore. I could play the trombone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was
a lot of finger action.
Yeah. No, trombone's the.
Oh, trombone's that one. Actually, that one's more difficult for me to do because my hands. I think I would. Yeah. Because my fingers are okay. It's just the grip of the hands that's difficult. So I probably struggle anything anyway.
But I can remember we had this big performance in the BT studio about the radar system, and I was there. My old mate, he's there. He's fantastic. Everyone in the school was musically talented, and there was just me. This strange creature just living in the classrooms. It's like, hi guys. And then we did this thing, and then we're doing it, and then my understanding was I didn't pick up the musical sheet in front of me. I just picked up the wrong, like a blank book. Oh. And I didn't realise why. I looked. I was like, oh, I've mucked up here. Where's all the music in this book? And I'm there. I'm just looking at my friend, just like full on like side eyeing where he's moving. I'm not even blowing into the trombone. It's just yeah. And then the book fell off the side, so I knocked it by mistake.
Oh no!
And then I was like, oh no! And the teacher's like, you can do it, it's fine. And I'm like, yeah. And, I did it. We did it. Ended it. And then at the end of the year, we had a reward assembly. As you do at school. I got this award for best performance. Even the teacher's like, Jack's getting this reward. He performed the song so well. Even when he lost his music book on the stage, he carried on, hitting all the right notes. Oh. I'm standing there, and I'm standing there, and me being honest as anything, I wasn't actually playing,
Oh, that's amazing.
And giving me this reward, you're so talented. I was like, I wouldn't do nothing. I was just faking it.
You got an award for miming.
And owning up to I made the mistake, and then he still just gave it to me here you go.
Anyway. We're all leaving in 5 minutes. Come on.
just have it. It's the only one you're getting this year. Take it.
I think having convinced everyone, I think you earned it. It's a different kind of performance, but
Yeah, I just tricked everyone, the whole of Suffolk.
I can only think of naming all the instruments in that Mighty Boosh Bob Fossil fashion. Oh yes, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah. Trust Rappy to make that reference as well. But I mean, best performance is kind of. It is in a way. It really is.
In a way. I just lied.
Yeah. I don't know. You mime because of the situation. They're the ones who presumed, right?
They presumed.
That's on them.
Even though I don't think I even picked up the book. So someone else picked up the book, and if they just opened this book once, they would realise there's nothing in it. It's just lined paper.
Wow, he didn't even write the notes down. It's amazing.
Very good. He tried so hard.
I make the link to music because Jack, you like to rap, don't you?
Oh, I love it.
You love rapping. I will never forget when my stream was interrupted, let's say, as
it wasn't even interrupted. No. It was invaded.
It was invaded. It was an invasion.
It wasn't like a nice hi soul. How's your stream going? Oh, give me some music now, please.
It really was. It was like, can you come up with lyrics for this? Can you give us a word for this? And I'm like, what's going on? So I'm writing something. I'm writing a song. We're doing a song now live. And you're on Jack TV.
I wasn't even saying. I didn't even tell you it was live. It was someone else from my chat.
I think it was.
Having to tell. By the way, you know he's live, right? Because I didn't mention it. So I went into Moving Stream as well, and she thought I was she was like, "Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's okay." The thing is, and then someone does. I think it's Caleb. He's the one. He goes, "You know you're live." She's like, "What?"
Yeah.
What?
Not pulling you up to verify. And I did contribute, but I felt I could do better. You wanted a particular rhyme, and it was very difficult. I remember.
I think it was bowl. It was bowl. It was bowl. Can you rhyme with bowl, please?
Bowl. Oh, I remember swearing in the first draft. I don't know what it ended up being, but you did end up performing the entire rap, I believe, right?
I did. One take. One take, someone took it and put the official music to the background of this one tape. So his one take is like, there's bits where I just stop when I'm confused and reading back.
Oh, right.
And my friend Bearded Rhino, fantastic. He edited it, I'm guessing, so it fitted as well.
Oh, nice. It's got pauses.
He just did this all on his own. Like, I didn't ask him for this. I didn't even put the backing track on it. I just went, there you go, guys, there's the song. Like, just nothing. Just a blank audio with words.
That's fantastic. That is absolutely brilliant. I should have really preempted this, because I wanted to bring it up and talk about it, because I wouldn't want to give you too much of an idea, but I should have preempted it by asking you to present it to us, and I could play it. But we'll go seek it out. If I get hold of it, I'll do my best to post it. So you have referred to me throughout this stream as Soul, and I really appreciate that. But for a long time, that's not what you called me, was it?
It was not.
No. And this wasn't due to you not reading my name correctly. Why? Do you want to explain why? Please, explain why.
What was it again? It's been so long.
Greg, I believe.
Oh, Greg.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I met Greg today. But I'm at work. He's doing
really? Is he ill?
Greg. He's ill. He didn't look very ill. He looked very well.
So,
but yeah.
Yeah,
Greg. There's a Morrison Daily near me, and I went in there one day. I think it was like after literally, I think I was on one of your streams. I can't remember, but I clearly just had you in my mind. Mm-hmm. And then this stunning gentleman just walks out, stocking up mini cheddars on the shelf. I was like, bloody Soul. And I didn't want to play off like, oh my god, it's Soul. And I just, I spoke to this guy. We got along. It was like weeks and weeks. I tried to just ask him. I asked you, who the fuck's Greg? I was like, yeah, he's playing me on here. He didn't want to be exposed for his real.
So you thought I didn't want to get doxxed, so I was denying it due to that reason.
So I went to this poor stranger. I go, are you sold? He pulled a picture of you, saying, this is you, right? This is you. He's just like, no.
Oh, that poor person. No, because I worked at Tesco.
Yeah, it was Tesco.
And I believe I live. I think we won't get into it. But I believe I live north of you a fair bit.
Yeah, so, you live nowhere near me. There's no way.
Yeah. So
there's no way.
I'm like, what? What? And you kept calling me Greg.
I was so convinced. I was like, nah, he's Greg. I don't care. He's just playing this off. He's not Gregory.
I've yet to make a new. I've got 30 characters. Not one of them is called Greg. Yeah. But I think one will be born eventually. So then you can call me Greg.
I'll just come on stream and you'll be dressed up in a Morrison Daily outfit.
Yeah. Knowing my luck, you'll refuse to call me Greg at that point.
I'm like, you're not Greg. You're not the Greg
You can't convince me now. You denied it for too long.
You're not the Greg I love.
Yeah. I love. Did you genuinely go up to a stranger and ask them?
Oh, I did, yeah.
Do you do that often? Jack, you're I don't know. We're in England where, like, talking to anyone else that you don't know is sort of sacrilege.
Yeah, I do. Hey, I just put up pictures on Facebook. Like, oh, you this guy. It's like, that's a woman. Oh, sorry. No, this one. No, that's a picture of you.
That's brilliant. No, I love it. I wish I was there. Or was I? I am a man of many faces.
I'm sure you remember some guy dressed up in him. The worst bit is, I was in my work clothes too. So this guy with government official work going back to his practice going, it's just you.
It looked like you've been investigated. Brilliant.
My notepad. No.
And then, but when you leave the conversation, we never had this conversation and you never saw me.
Just leave him like a little note, like a $5 in his pocket.
Yeah. Greg is a very rich man.
He's rich.
So, getting on from the rap, you had one of the greatest moments and streams of my Twitch streaming career when you agreed to be part of a show called Stars in Your Mouth.
Yes.
Which happened last January. There is going to be another show this January. A whole new crop of contestants will be singing their heart out for the prize. The prize that you, JakFrog, won last year.
It was me.
Amazing. What was the song that you sang on the show?
All the small things, and it's haunted me ever since.
All the small things, that's right. I've still got the video.
I've seen them. Some people have played the video to me a lot.
Have they really? Oh, that's brilliant. I love that.
I remember doing it, and also people from my work were watching it too.
Really?
So
that's
I was well confused. I was like, hold up, where's all these things? I go into work the next week, because I had the week off, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I see in the office is on the projector is a dude in a frog hat. I didn't clock it first because I was half awake. So I never come up to work fully awake. And then all I start hearing, all the small things. I was like,
that is insane. I never knew that happened. That's wonderful, but also very embarrassing, I'm sure.
It's got played to me. It was my birthday in November. They played it then.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's like, oh god, okay. That's me, guys.
Small things. Yeah, you won. You beat out some really stiff competition as well. But I loved that night. It was the first night where I was in character for the full stream.
Yeah.
Which was a big accomplishment for me because it was a good 2 solid hour stream where I had to play Marvin literally throughout the whole thing. And it was the first time I'd ever done that, so I was very pleased to be able to do that. And then just everything it didn't go well at first when I realised that I had to call everyone individually.
Yeah.
A bit of a technical hiccup there, but I'm glad I found that out and fixed it very quickly because then the rest of that show went so well. And now it's on YouTube still. Your moment. Your glory is still there. Small things. What's the next song going to be? Miss You, Where Are You, and I'm So Sorry. Oh, that would be amazing. We could do duet that.
Duet that. Oh, there you go.
That. We could do. I'm thinking of doing a Stars in Your Mouth duets edition the next year.
Next year's.
Yeah, so we get loads of people to duet together.
Whoever wins this year.
Yeah.
Me and them will do a duet for next year's.
Oh, that's
the 2 winners.
That sounds amazing.
If someone wins this year, they go, yeah, I'll do this. But I hate frogs. Like, they're gross and slimy. I won't communicate with them. You don't tell them. You just add me in a Discord call. Like, this is your duet partner.
You just leave. You guys to do duets. Bye. Welcome in, Ellen. That's brilliant. I love that. That is such a good idea. I'm going to make that so. I'm going to make it so. Leogon's here as well. Hello, guys. Welcome in. Yeah, so I think we should do that. I've got a couple of confirmations for this one. I'm sending out invites this weekend, actually, to see if I can get people. It's going to be on the 28th of January. Maybe if you're watching this on YouTube, it may already be up, so check one of the next posted videos.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Or go back and check Jack's amazing performance.
Don't check that one out.
Or maybe go and check the other great performances and Jack did.
Yeah.
So let's talk about streaming. What do we stream? You do a bit of cooking. You have done a bit of cooking.
The question is, what don't I stream?
What don't you stream? Yes, because you are a variety streamer to some extent, I would say.
I'd say I take all the boxes.
Yeah, for sure.
We've done 2 cooking streams.
Yep.
Which one of them got taken down for self-harming. Because with the first stream we did, we were making pancakes.
Right. I think maybe I was there for that one.
I was there
for one of the cooking ones for sure.
I remember they've both been for charity.
Yes,
I remember.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There's a pancake. It was stuck in a pan. And Caleb, he's like the best friend in the world. He's like a proper master chef.
Yeah, Caleb's wonderful, isn't he?
He was like focusing on actually doing the cooking. Well, he let me stir the pot and flip a pancake.
Oh.
Well, the pancake was flipped, and I go in, turn a pan, pull out the pancake, and flip it over, because I burnt my fingers.
Oh.
Twitch, someone obviously, I don't know what happened, but I got an email saying this video has been taken down for self-harming. And I was like, what the hell? Self-harming? Got in contact. And they sent this picture. Like, they sent the clip of me just putting my hand in a pan while it's on. And saying this is... And like this, might send a image and all this. I was like, oh, fair enough, actually.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I get it. That does make sense. But...
Yeah, 100%.
I never thought they would get that detailed.
So I've lost that stream forever now.
Oh no! Oh, that's
the only clips that survived on my channel of me and Caleb kissing. That's the only thing on this on that stream is just me and him kissing.
Yes,
and that's it.
The best clip.
Like,
yeah.
It's like yeah.
What was your second cooking stream?
That one was last year's. I don't know. I don't think I did one this year.
No.
That was last year. That was for the MS charity.
That's right. Yes, I remember that.
I remember that one. And then Caleb, he's fantastic. He went, all right, you're gonna make a fruit salad. Like you can't go wrong with a fruit salad, Jack, can you? I was like, no, it's fine. Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, I could do a fruit salad. It was a good 30 minutes of him showing me how to cut into a mango because he saw how I was doing it. I went, you're barbaric. That's like you're gonna get banned because you're like full on murdering it.
Took myself far, but yeah.
It's like, oh, my hand.
Yeah, it's just going to be an image, the next day, an image of a clip and an image of you with the like,
Ironically, I think I actually cut my hand as well.
Oh no! So you're lucky that one. Download that VOD.
It's downloaded. I can remember if on some clips you see my hands just like this. I'm just randomly cooking. So they fall out with blood on my hand. I'm like, nah, this one's not going down.
Got to hide that blood. Oh wow, the VOD was just taken down, no real review. I think they reviewed it and then gave you the evidence why, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they reviewed it. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's like.
But I suppose they take it down first out of precaution, and then they reinstate it if they find that their review has been not founded.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. Clearly, someone must have reported it or something, because I got thrown off. I got an email from Twitch saying your VOD's been taken down. I was like, oh, it's probably copyright. I probably like had my phone ringtone go off or something.
Right. So even then, that would just get muted rather than actually being struck. So that's all, because that does imply someone would have actively had to have done that, I think.
Yeah. But the best bit was I read it and the first thing I see is reasons why self-harm. I was like, huh? I can't remember self-harming that stream. Not I do any stream.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, maybe during Halo, but
maybe for Halo night.
Yeah, you tend to go wrong with a fruit salad, tomato. I tanned for the rest of the stream. Yeah, basically hide in the pocket. Yeah.
It's literally just not there. It's like, yeah, I'm just handless now.
But you do. Yeah. Apart from the cooking streams, you have done. You do occasional just chatting. Just hanging out with the community. But mainly the games you play. We should touch upon. For people out there. We'll give you one of the shout outs here. If you're not already following Jack already, you haven't seen his name in chat there. There we go.
There you go.
Please go and check
out. Start playing the clip of me and Caleb kissing.
I could do that.
No, we don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because it won't play that clip. It will just play a random clip. What's going to be completely no content.
I promise you, it's going to play the clip of you kissing.
Oh God.
I promise.
All right.
It's I'm good. Looking. I was playing co-op with Emmy, but I didn't.
I might be a bit to play.
Honestly, you.
No, it's not. It's a Fortnite win. It's a Fortnite win. Yes.
I will come to America.
I thought you were going to be bad at games,
Make you play the game. Well,
is it a Fortnite win, or is it me finding a frog? It's either one of the two.
We're a winner either way.
That would happen.
Or I'm saying something really out of pocket. So it's one of the three.
Watching me give Axel.
I don't know what this one is. It's not the kissing clip.
Massage.
You're giving back massages.
Am I giving back massages?
Giving people back massages in Fortnite. So what kind of games do you play? What is your forte? What is your go-tos?
It's got to be shooters, I guess.
Shooters, yeah.
I'm looking back. And then I don't really know. I'll just play.
You do sort of run the game. I would say for the majority, I would know you as a shooter, but. I've often seen you play shoot, but I've seen you play Biomutant. I've seen you play the Elden Ring, Rocket League. So there's plenty out there.
I don't really know. I'd say FPS is probably my beans and chips. That's my. I don't think that's the saying, but
no, it sounds a bit odd, but I didn't want to call it out in case you got offended.
All right. I just looked at it. That's not right.
Beans and chips, isn't it?
That's my go-to.
I think you mean is that maybe the expression is that's my meat and gravy. I feel like I've heard that before, but
I can't. Is it cheese and chips?
That's my cheese and chips.
Don't know.
I fancy some cheesy chips now.
Oh, I've just made this whole thing up in my head just now. It's not even a real saying.
If you never want to be caught saying something out of pocket, just have really deep pockets.
None of these pockets are deep enough for some of the stuff like that.
But what if we are shallow people?
Yeah.
Nachos are tortilla chips and cheese with beef and beans. Beef and beans. There you go.
Beef. There you go.
So I still don't think it's an expression though. But bread and butter. I'm an idiot. Well, I'm a fool. It's bread and butter. Thank you, Rafi, the person who isn't, in fact, from Britain. I don't even know if that's an expression over there, and it's probably something that we come out with.
I think it's just got to be a known expression, surely.
Well, because we have the expression swings and roundabouts as well, and that's very British.
Yeah.
It is, no worries, are
Okay.
I feel silly. Meat and potatoes. Yeah, that sounds a bit right as well, but I don't know. I think it might depend on the context. It's interesting.
As being an engineer, my favourite term is bits and bobs.
Oh, we love bits and bobs. Yeah, that's a good one.
Like, people, if I'm working on something or I'm helping someone work on something, and someone goes, "Oh, I need those bits and bobs," instantly my head's like, "Oh, he wants the 9M bolts or whatever, or he wants a bit of pipe." But like, I remember on again, Dan referenced my son, who's not my son. He put up goes, it's such an engineering term, because when we're playing like survival games, or when I'm building games like car mechanics, I'm like, "Oh, can you get the bits and bobs?" And he'll look at me like, whose bits do you want me to get, bobs?
Right. That's so alien, I guess. Nooks and crannies. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Nooks and crannies, which means every little hole.
Every little hole.
Really, if you don't follow Matt Berry logic, you can make it any two words you like. That is true. That is very true. Bear that, no worries, Minto. Can anyone tell me the difference between nooks and crannies? No. I think a nook is sort of built into a wall, like it's been purposefully made, whereas a cranny is naturally formed.
Yeah,
so,
I think that's on the case.
You can have a cranny. I don't know. I'm making this. I might be making this up. I'll be honest.
You can have a cranny, guys.
You can have a cranny. You can have
a cranny.
Your dear old cranny. You can have a cranny in a rock that's naturally formed, but a nook I think has to be carved out. But yeah, I may have just literally made that up. That's how I've always distinguished them in my head.
That's kind of how I'd imagine it. It makes sense. That's what it means now.
Like a book nook. A book nook. Yeah, a nook for a book.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whereas if you had a cranny for a book, I would imagine that you've just slotted it into the foundation of the building.
Yeah.
A nook is a corner and a cranny is like an anthill. Interesting.
Yeah, one's natural made and one's man-made.
Yeah. Yes, but maybe. So it's actually corners and holes. Huh. Interesting that nook is... Because whenever I've heard nook being referenced in context, it's usually like a hole in the wall, not necessarily the corner, but maybe that's its original. Cranny should just be a diminutive form of cranberries.
Get the crannies off the shelf, boy. Cranberry.
We're gonna let this conversation linger. Until we're all just zombies. And then
running out of drums.
We end up living in our dreams. I only know 3 of their songs, so
that's all we need to know.
So the butt crack would be a cranny if you believe in evolution, but believe in evolution. What the? So the butt crack would be a cranny in evolution, but a nook if you. I see. You're making a comparison. Believe in evolution, but a nook if you believe in creation. Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, I suppose it would be then. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I quickly went to doubt you there on your sentence, and I didn't take in the full thing. I should read the whole thing first. I have a habit of doing that. It's like I'm like, if I reach a point where I'm like, I don't agree with that, I'm going to stop, and not get the rest of the context, and just debate you. It's a bad habit, and apologise.
I know you've given the right answer behind that, but you're wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. And then I'll read the rest of it and go, oh, well, there you go, you see.
Let me explain why I'm right and you're wrong, even though what you're going to put is what I'm saying.
Yeah, if I read the rest of that sentence, it would save me some time.
Yeah.
So you play a lot of games. Have you played Elden Ring before? I vaguely remember you playing a while back, or maybe that was Dark Souls, because it's very confusing to me.
I used to play Dark Souls.
Right, I remember watching you play Dark Souls.
And then I got to a point where on the game I got like poisoned so many times. Like my character is just he's died. And then one of my mates he went in chat and went, all right, you're gonna have to start the game again, or just or you're gonna be here forever, because you literally have no health bar because you've just carried on not curing yourself from any disease or whatever it was. And to the point where I can't go back and get the item to cure the problem.
Oh no! So you got into a death loop, as it were.
I'm literally just dead.
Yeah.
And if anything hits me, I'm dead. And there's like a boss where you just get hit because of a poison cloud, and he's like, "You got to be here waiting perfectly."
Oh.
And I think I carried on 2 hours still because like I'm doing this right now.
Yeah, those games really want you to get determined about it. It really is. No, I think the hole is a cranny, but the crack is only a nook if it's wider than it's technically a small crevice or a very tiny chasm. Oh, good word. I love the word chasm. Not the way it's spelled. That must be very confusing. Makes it sound like you're about to say Chaz and Dave. I was responding to the idea of being natural physics. Yeah, no, I know you were, Leo. And I was like, excuse me there, Leo.
Hold up.
Yeah. Wait a minute, but I actually should... No, you wait, Soul. Read my comment. Yeah?
I've said what I needed to say.
Yeah.
No. How dare you?
Stop fighting me on these things. So, yes, at Dark Souls today, you've started Elden Ring, I believe.
I started Elden Ring a while ago, and I played it the other night because I had the day off work. I was like, oh, I'll play Elden Ring again. And again, I'm just really bad at any open world game. Mm-hmm. It's like, here's a world, here's the story, and I'm just like, oh my god, there's something 8 miles in this direction, and I'm not going to possess it anywhere in the game. And it got to one point, I was like the highest level area of the game, as like level 5, walking around, just getting destroyed constantly. I'm like, oh yes.
They really do punish you if you go to the wrong places and the wrong
they do it. And I'm just taking this punishment.
I have yet to play a single Souls game in my life. Well, that's not true. That's not true. I did play the first 15 minutes of Demon Souls on the PS3, and I played up to Father Gascoigne in Bloodborne. But literally, as soon as there was a challenge, I went, nah. I would love to give it a go, but I do worry that my reflexes are no longer the same as they used to be when I was gaming hard, just because of the hands. But I'd still, part of me really does want to give it a go. But they're bloody expensive games, They're still when they go down in price, they're still
oh yeah, still like 20 quid.
Yeah. If you're lucky. I mean, I've seen them on offer for £40, and I'm like, wait, on offer? This game's been out for 10 years.
It's on offer.
Oh, bloody
I don't know. But the problem is, it's not a problem. It's a game studio. Clap on the back to them. Mm-hmm. They've just made a game which is a university. Everyone's going, oh, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
And that statement alone is just keeping it.
For sure, yeah, it's keeping everyone.
It's just keeping everyone up there. And everyone, people are like, I want this challenge. I will pay for the full game.
Right.
Because I want to beat this.
And you're going to get a lot of time out of it as well. You're going to get.
Oh yeah.
I think that there is a sort of genre now that's starting to develop. Like there's Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy and Jump King, which are these intentional Mighty Fling, where you intentionally difficult games to punish. Super Meat Boy was probably the first, I would imagine.
Super Meat Boy,
or at least to kind of pioneer that genre. Demon Souls was around, admittedly, but then again, King's Field. Not a lot of people know about From Software's stuff before Dark Souls. But King's Field was around for 4 entries, I think, from the PS1 era. And they have this very rare Japanese game on PS2, Japanese horror game on PS2 that's no one ever seems to have. I think it was released in PAL region as well, but nevertheless.
Anyway, I can't do horror games.
Can't do horror games? That's right. I've never seen you play a horror game, now that I think about it.
The thing is, I played is it Biohouse? Resident Evil Biohouse?
Oh yeah, Biohazard, yeah.
It wasn't. I just got bored.
Oh really?
Like it got to the point I was getting chased by the guy. And I was like, oh great, I'm gonna die.
Right.
Here he is. So a guy jumped out the floor. I'm like, oh. I was just not having fun.
It's interesting, and if that's the case, don't play.
Yeah.
I agree. You need to be having fun about what you're doing. Yeah.
And new people come to the channel, stay for a bit, and they're like, play some horror games. It would be fun to see your reaction.
Yeah.
I was like, it's really not though, because I can watch horror film. I've done zombie runs, all this. It's just nothing.
Is it because of the level of horror that you're not horrified in any way?
I just assume I'm just. The only thing that scares me in life is my grandma. That's about it. Lovely lady.
Oh well, scary lady as well, apparently.
Yeah. But no, it's just...
that's interesting because it's I don't get scared by horror. I mean, I could jump. I mean, everyone sort of jumps. Because any loud noise is going to make anyone jump. Really, I mean, you might be able to withhold it if you're used to it, but like to have different tolerances. But I don't really watch horror to get horrified. It's interesting. I think it's more for me that adult stories tend to be told through the horror genre without having to sort of caveat to a wider audience. And I think I find that in the horror film genre as well, that it doesn't necessarily have to be sick or I want to get horrified and hide. It tends to be just I want a story that doesn't have no limits, I guess, or curtailing itself in somewhat. What about Meatloaf? Welcome back. Meatloaf is obviously famous for getting jump scared quite a bit, but yeah, it's never been appealing to you. So reaction sort of content isn't really your jam, because that's essentially what horror is when streaming, isn't it?
Yeah. I happily watch funny videos. I've done that a couple of times when people just send, or someone will be like, "Oh, I got a funny video camera." Right. That. Yeah, it's fine. I'll laugh at that and react to that. Yeah. But when it's like a game, this is super spooky, you're gonna shit your pants.
Yeah, they never really have that expectation, do they? Really?
No. I mean, some people love that stuff. So some people generally get scared.
Yeah. No,
I remember watching one of my friends play Alien Isolation.
Oh, that's a go-to.
They were scared. I remember I went around their house and we were playing it in VR, and the alien was there. He stabbed me through the chest. I was like, took me to dinner first. It was like, oh, he's gonna share the shit out of it because it's gonna kill him at this one point because he's done it all wrong. And I was like, oh, guys.
I found that game to be really, I suppose it was tense rather than scary, but then once you know the game mechanics, it's very easy to just get around that whole game, even on hard mode, without much. Unless it's scripted, you can avoid the game pretty quickly when using the tools you've got. But it's a bloody long game. I don't know if you ever played.
It's so long.
It goes on forever. You remember Maggie playing it?
Yeah, I remember Maggie.
She went on for bloody months playing that one game. And by the end, she was like, "I really want to finish it today. I really want to finish it." And she's still going.
She still soldiered through. That's one of Maggie's best qualities. Is that there's no quitting.
No,
it's like
she's got very strong resilience.
I've got this. I will suffer.
So what is next for JakFrog in 2024? As this is being filmed, we are at literally at the tail end of 2023. What is 2024 to you, Jack?
We're gonna finish that video. I've got everyone to work so hard on it for me. I just not performed in any way to back to anyone.
Fantastic.
We got another music song coming out, another parody.
Oh, what's that? Can you tell any details, or is it hush hush?
Well, I've said it. I think I've said it on stream. If not, it's here. But it's the YMCA, but it's FROG.
Oh, come to stay at the
I can't remember the lyrics. Can't remember the lyrics, but I remember with Maddie, she's been helping. We got ChatGPT to help on some parts because some bits I'm just not clever.
Interesting. I've never considered how the AI could be used for.
It was just like, I need to log in. This is great. That's so much better. But then I'm like looking at it, it's like, well, I don't want to do the whole song. It could just do bits I just physically can't think of.
That's fair. Yeah.
Some bits, some bits are gonna look. You're like, oh, that line was really bad. They're like, so that's a musical genius. That line is. And then it's me at the bottom like ChatGPT did this bit.
It gives you hints, tips, and you can use it as a foundation. I think that's a good use of it. Charlie Bellani's here. Hello, Charlie. We've got another one for JakFrog with us. Okay, so you want to get the parody. Yeah, you want to do this parody. I'm looking forward to that. Yes. Anything else you want to aim to do in 2024?
I think we're going to do an art stream, not like me messing around on paint, me with a canvas.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to require a bit more of a brain cell.
I imagine, what would you paint?
I can't remember the top of my list. It's not on my whiteboard, conveniently placed there, where I normally put all my ideas on.
Would it? I'm gonna reach a little bit now. Would it be possibly a frog?
No, one of them is definitely a frog. Yeah.
Okay then.
That's well. It's outrageous. How did you know?
I don't know. I apologise. I'm a bit clairvoyant. Okay. No, I love that. When you talk about variety streaming from Jack, I mean, a potential art stream. That's amazing. I remember I did on this podcast actually. We did an art stream with me and my former co-host Steph Violets. And I had a giraffe and death of dogs on holiday, so the Grim Reaper of dogs on holiday. So I've technically done the painting as well, and I was bloody awful.
That's a man.
Art streams for nerds.
Whoa,
Leogon, probably the most prolific, like literally with the artist tag in the chat.
When I normally do my art streams, it's on paint because I have drawn you, haven't I?
That's right, you have. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah, because I do anti-art on my stream where I draw stuff on MS Paint. You have done it, yeah.
I have. And the best bit is some people paid me for that art as well. And it's like, no, you don't have to pay me. If you want to use that, I'll just send it to you. It's fine.
That's very kind.
It's fine. They're like, yeah, do you want it? I was like, no, keep your money.
I love that.
Clearly, you never saw the stream because I was just ripping you a new one.
I believe actually you came in after the stream. I think I may be streaming the same day, or I streamed the next day, and you said I drew you, and then you showed me the picture. I think in Discord, and then I went back and watched the VOD. But yeah, that was because you drew a lot of people, if I recall.
I've done loads.
Yeah, you did. You were going through everyone in pretty much.
I was just going through everyone.
Yeah, I do remember
everyone
that,
who was live. I was like, yep.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I think Chloe came in. I think while you were live and told me you were doing it. Actually. Yeah, I do remember that, or that you had just done it.
I've just done it.
Yeah.
And then the reader report was like, oh no, not again.
Oh my god, he invades my streams, now he's desecrating my image.
It's what you expect. It's the more of the channel, of this JakFrog channel is I do what I want. And the problem is, it's a reality at this point, because I will just go on someone's stream, and I only go to people I know, and they know full well they've lost their stream for a good 5 minutes.
That's true.
And I was like, okay, what do you want, Jack?
Well, often you are one of the prime people that requests me to sing. If you save up your points, you're the one who requests me to sing.
I'll do it. Anyone has a sing remote, I'm there.
Sometimes Jack don't even say hello, just exclamation mark sing. Oh, hello, Jack. Oh, hello.
And I'll probably put some completely fully copyrighted song. You're like, can't do that. Can't do that.
I'm a little bit more liberal when it comes to being copyright struck and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so I probably would do it, to be honest with you.
I did it to someone. They're like, I generally can't. That's just a full-on copyright strike.
I did an interpretive dance to Bohemian Rhapsody. And my thinking behind that is that I'm still adding something to the song.
Yeah.
Even if I haven't got the license to play. So
the thing is,
it's okay getting muted or whatever, but I don't know. I'm claiming that as original.
Yeah, claim it as original. I haven't got a copyright strike, and I've sung loads of. I've even had the song on YouTube in the background.
I've done full karaoke streams. As you know, you've been part of one of the shows, and no, there was nothing. There was a few mutes, but usually if it's a backing track, it doesn't actually get picked up, I've noticed.
No.
So, it's interesting.
Yes.
It gets muted here, but if I upload it on YouTube, YouTube just goes, yeah, you can have that, that's fine. Oh, cool.
That's fine.
Probably won't be able to monetize it, but then I haven't got enough to monetize it anyway.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask you, you are JakFrog, and we've discussed heavily about the frog motif and how near and dear it is to you. What animal do you think should I adopt as my motif? If I was sold something, should I be? Bear in mind that I've always presented the dog, and a monkey actually, and this is called the Sun-Dried Bunnies Podcast, and I've got goofy teeth, and my favourite animal is a giraffe, so there's some options there, right? But what do you believe would be the best for my image?
Best for your image? Somehow, when you said what animal would I be, octopus just came to my mind. No.
Okay.
It's just stuck there, and I can't put anything related to why.
Soul the octopus.
Yeah, and I don't know why, but I could just see it. I just can't.
Octosoul.
Octosoul. See?
Octosoul.
That's my answer. I'm going to go with my gut.
Octosoul.
I
don't know what I'm doing now, but I literally. Actually, it's good because I have disability in my thumbs, so not my fingers. So I am 8 fingers. So it fits. Oh my god, we found it.
But honestly, I can't say why. It just came to my mind, and then my brain was like, "You're committed to this one answer now.
Yeah,
this is what soul is going to become."
I'm going to be Octosoul from now on. There you go, Octosoul.
So there you go. We solved it.
And I'm gonna have a new thing where I go, everyone in chat, fingers up, and we all do the 8. Yeah, that's it. We all do the 8. My emote will be 8 fingers going.
Hi guys.
Although I would say I think Meatloaf might be a little bit angry right now because the octopus or the squid, in some sense, is very Cthulhu-esque, and Meatloaf does have kind of dibs on that. So I don't know. Meatloaf, would you allow me to be an octosoul? That's what I need to know. Am I allowed? Get back to me on that. He may have claimed the animal as his own.
So I don't know. That's my answer.
See, look at that.
Going with the heart.
Look at all that stuff.
There you go. See, that could be you. That could be you.
That could be me. That could be me there now.
That could be you.
I don't know. He gets a celebrity. He gets his own animal. What do I get? All right. I wanna touch on one last thing here tonight. Something that I got called out on last night, and it is semantics we're arguing here. And I'm not going to go too into it, but I'm interested to know. I asked Nostalgia Tash earlier, and she was in two minds. She's a Canadian who lives in the UK. As someone from the UK, do you think it's weird if I said, here we go again, if I said to you, I'm going to have a Chinese?
You're going to get a chicken chow mein.
Right.
Or you're going to get a sort of... You're not going to grab... I know exactly what you're going for. You're not going to go... and grab a Chinese person.
Exactly.
Like, hey,
you understood.
You're mine now.
You understood that I'm saying Chinese meal, but then I'm leaving off the word that is no longer required for context.
I've had that thing with my American friends.
Yes.
I'm going to grab an Indian. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So they called me out on it last night. I never had a big hurrah about it.
I'm like, what do you mean? And I go, you're going to grab an Indian? I was like, yeah, it's a pretty normal thing.
Yeah.
Like, what is that normal?
It's odd because you're saying what you're actually saying is I'm going to grab an Indian meal, and you're leaving off the meal because you don't need the extra word for context. We know what you're talking about. It's like when you say a pint of beer, you would just shorten that to I'm going to have a pint. You don't need to specify what you're having because we already know that it's a drink. You know, for us it's so weird. But then they were like, no, we would say we're going to have KFC. I'm like, huh? Yeah. And my problem with that was that the sentence, I'm going to KFC to have KFC, doesn't have a grammatical change in the way you use the word. So it sounds like I'm going to a location and I'm having that location.
Yeah.
So, right? So for me, I'm like, boom, you're calling me out, and I'm like, Uno reverse, right?
Yes. But there's like, no, you're actually wrong.
No, I'm saying that if you would say if you said I'm going to KFC, you wouldn't add I'm going to a KFC restaurant. or takeaway. You would just say, I'm going to KFC. I think that's normal. We would say that too. I think that's common
it's just
tongue.
there, isn't it?
Yeah. But then if you're saying what you're going to get from that in the same sentence, you'd have to sort of single out that it's an item.
Well, I say, I'm going to KFC and I'm going to grab a bargain bucket.
I'm going to KFC to get a bucket of chicken. Yeah, no, I know, yeah, but we're arguing about the semantics of using the actual name of the food you're getting. So, yeah, that makes sense. No, I think most people might say that, yeah. But grammatically, if you don't use the A at all, then that sentence could be formed and would make sense with the A, but completely falls apart if you don't. It's very strange, isn't it?
No, I've had that conversation before. I was like, I'm going to grab an Indian. And they generally think I'm going to go off the streets, find some poor Indian bloke. Yeah. I'm just like, you're mine now.
Which is nonsensical, because no one would actually say that and do that. Yeah. If you're talking about food and then you say, I'm going to have Chinese for dinner. I'm going to have a Chinese for dinner. Like, you're still saying a Chinese meal, but you're leaving out the meal word because it's not needed for context. Yeah. If you ended the sentence at, I'm going to have a Chinese, I still don't think... who would think you're talking about, I'm going to have a person? No one goes around saying, I'm having a person.
Grab a person.
No one says that. So I think it's the context clues. We're used to... And I don't know if it is just an English thing, like a British thing, that we're used to dropping off the redundant word because the context already is sort of there. But it's weird that never translated. That's what I find fascinating. Because for me, it sounds like, the more I think about the way they say it, it sounds more like a caveman. Me have KFC. Yeah. Like,
me have KFC.
Yeah.
Me have chicken.
Yes. It gets me into this line of like, well, huh? You add the context of dinner. No, that you don't need. You don't need to add it. That's the thing. In England, you do not need to add the context at all. Everyone knows that if you're saying I'm going to have a Chinese, no one is assuming that you're having a Chinese person, because no one talks about having people. So that's why that sentence doesn't need the context. So you just leave it off for sake. Like I'm going to have a roast. Okay, you could be talking about a lot of things. Could be sexual. Could be anything. But if you're going to have a roast, that means you're going to have a roast dinner. Yeah, I'm going to have a KFC meal. I'm going to have a pint of beer. But those words are redundant to the message or context. Maybe it is just a British thing, but we would all understand it. But because I'm the only British one in that chat last night.
I get that loads.
I was like, I feel so weird. Like, I feel so angry. Like, why is this being called out? It ain't the first time. And I'm like, oh no, it's just a thing that we just unconsciously know, I guess.
It is.
Yeah.
It's again. The also thing is, when I'm talking to my American friends, I go, I'm gonna get a chippy. It's only 10 quid.
Yeah.
What's a quid?
A chippy.
but they understand chippy. I think they understand what a chippy is.
Okay,
now.
That's good.
I think after years of them stealing our TV shows and trying to make them their own, they've learned it. They've learned.
So if you said, they understand chippy, but then if you said, I'm going to have a chippy, they'll probably go, what? A chippy what?
You're going to eat a woodwork man or person?
But that's the thing, because the thing that gets me is that they would say you're going to have, like Leocon said, you need the context. You're going to have a KFC meal, right? And I'm like, no, we don't really need to use it, shorthand. But why do we not ask that of them when they say, I'm going to have KFC? That still is even more ambiguous. Because it sounds like you're going to have a company, a building, food. But by saying A, we're already singling it down to very few options that make sense, right?
I don't know.
You'll just add in A's. We invented it. Well, no, we didn't. The Greeks invented A, to be fair.
Yeah. We just have a hit.
Vernacular is a funny thing. It is. And again, we're arguing semantics. It's not a big deal. But it was one of those things that I have been thinking heavily on. Contextually, grammatically, it does make sense, but only to us.
Well, at the end of the day, how I see it, the language we speak and they speak is English.
Oh, look,
this is England.
We just admit for dinner. So they're saying it's okay for them to drop the context, but we must if we use the word A.
Well, then,
See? It's just... everything has to be American, doesn't it?
Yeah. God.
JakFrog. Like,
all you got to say is what language do you speak? They go, well, English.
Damn. This is why we should adopt. That's why we got British English now and American English. And I don't know what the Canadians are speaking.
I think they speak French.
Eagle screeches. Eagle screeches. What's our national bird in England? I don't know. What is it? Thrush?
Is it the swan? Because you can't kill swans in the country because they were the queens. They're probably the kings now.
I speak American English. American England. I thought they broke away from us. Oh. Yeah. And they still adopt our language and claim it's English. Oh my god.
Yeah, find a couple of your own one, guys. Come on.
Although to be fair, when you see clips of Karens doing the quote unquote Karens doing the ranting, they tend to say, if someone's not speaking English, they'd go, "Why don't you speak American when you're in this country?" They actually use the shorthand American term, don't they? Yeah. National bird is the robin, because they're the one archer. Oh, Robin Hood. And that's probably why we have Robin Redbreast on our Christmas cards.
True. To be fair, I thought it would be swan, because, that's like that one animal if you kill, you legally have to tell... You have to legally tell the police, I've just hit a swan. And they're like, oh, they're going to phone up good old... Not the Queen, the King, and tell him you've been naughty.
Yeah, you might not get through to the Queen.
I generally can't. I still don't believe. I still not realised she's dead.
Oh really? What, you
I
just
keep
not registered
going.
yet?
I just not registered.
Oh, okay.
My American friend put out.
You would technically be in His Majesty's service, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's weird because me and my mum got passports, and we got at the same time, but mine was printed the day before she died, and then hers was printed on. So hers says his, and mine says hers.
Oh, right. Oh. Oh, no. You did adopt things from everyone else. Food, fish and chips, muffins. I mean, you can say that about language, to be fair, and gods. Your gods adopted as well as everyone else. Yeah, it's all derivative at the end of the day. Well, the five guys whose life stories that Archer was based on. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Five guys?
Robbie, are you going to have a five guys?
You have five guys?
Now, there you go. That's where... That is where context matters a lot, doesn't it, when it comes to British American. I'm going to have five guys compared to I'm going to have a five guys. I think ours is a little safer there.
Yeah. Well,
nothing wrong with having five guys, but still.
Yeah, it's going to scratch down on five guys,
I mean, it does make the context a little bit easier.
Talking about five guys, the town near me and my little brother went to watch the Godzilla movie.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
You like it? Yeah.
First 10 minutes, I was like, "Why?" What? I was like, "I don't understand a single thing." I look at him, I go, "Mate, what's going on?" He goes, "I was like, I don't understand." He goes, "Well, you reading the subtitles at the bottom?" I sat for like 10 minutes the whole movie with there's subtitles.
Oh
so I've misunderstood the whole 10 minutes. I was like, "This is."
That must make it must be difficult for you to keep up with subtitles, no?
It's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. Oh, that's good.
No. Well, so my reading's got a lot better. I've read.
Oh, that's fantastic.
3 books this year.
Hey! Anything you recommend?
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, 2 Towers, and Return of the King.
You've been secretly plotting this parody for some time.
I just had to refresh my mind.
It was brilliant. Especially your food is beige. Our food is rather bland, to be fair, yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with beans and chips.
Yeah.
Beans on toast.
We're known for dreariness and miserable. So we sort of embraced it now. West Virginia state bird is northern cardinal. Oh, that sounds nice. Although I would have thought it was a canary. What with you putting a lot of things down mines? Does America have fish and chip shops? I think no. Yes, but I think Charlie claimed that they never do proper fish and chips. It's always some poor imitation. Robin Hood was based on multiple people and he loved 5 guys. I love British food, I like pizza and Chinese.
I mean, I can't imagine, going in America, taking someone on a
Chinese.
Chinese.
It took me a while to hit that. I was like, what?
But I can't imagine, going, go ask a guy or girl out on a date and you go, we're going to go to a British restaurant. Mm-hmm. In my mind, I don't understand would that just be like you going to a pub and just having a pub meal? 'Cause in my mind, that's a British restaurant.
I said to them yesterday that it would be fish and chips or maybe a pub bit like Wetherspoons or something.
Yeah, like a pub, like so you go to any pub and they practically serve they just serve the same menu.
Yeah.
And you go to another pub, it's the same menu,
Same
it's
menu.
just done different.
What was I going to say there? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Well, if we go to the ocean regions, they do have fish and chip shops there a lot more. Oh, there's a lot more on the coast. That makes sense. We usually have them on the coast as well. And I think they taste better on the coast. Although you have to be careful of gulls coming down and eating all your bloody food.
I live near the coast, and they're so much better. But God, you're not just fighting. You're fighting the elements of the world to eat your food. Mm-hmm. It's not like you can just sit there happily eating like your fish and chips. You've got seagulls coming at you. You've even got ducks coming at you as well from the other angle. You sat there on the park bench, like your knees on the, feet on the bench. You sat like this, like it's eating away your food. Having away.
Love it. I was going to say, actually, I remember what I was going to say. There was a sketch from Goodness Gracious Me, which was a comedy sketch show with a bunch of Indian comedians, and they had that famous scene where they would go for an English rather than going for an Indian. They go for an English.
Go for an English.
Ploughman's lunch is quintessentially English. Well, that's true. Or the fry up is
not a full English breakfast.
Full English breakfast. Yeah. If you don't need to make a reservation and could just walk in, then it's probably not a restaurant. That's interesting. I don't know. Isn't any place you can eat in and dine a restaurant? No.
That's it. But then again, most places in England I've ever gone to, and I've been to London, Manchester, there've always been the option to book.
Yeah, there has. It's always an option.
My pub down the road, I can phone them up now and book. Well, probably not right now. But I could phone them for a day and say, "Oh, can I have a table? Can I have a table for two, or can I have a table for one?" And I'll go down to the pub, and there'll be a table there ready for my meal.
Little frog.
Even though it's a pub, but it's like, what isn't a restaurant nowadays?
Yeah, that's true. And I would trust it a lot more than going to a fish and chip place in the middle of a landlocked region. Yeah, that's better. I had to get that fish and butts.
Fish and butt. My favourite meal.
Now that's British. Lots of restaurants here don't take reservations. Oh, really? I think it's quite common that there is at least the option for most restaurants to, and like you say, like even the local pub would definitely reserve for you without much hesitation or forethought. It's not like there's a no restaurant policy. There is a no mandatory kind of tip thing in restaurants.
Yeah.
I think people do tip here. It's never like a percentage. It's usually just a couple of quid if you've had good service.
It's literally what's left over or what's in your wallet at the time, and you're like, I really don't want to carry all this loose change. I'm gonna make this young poor person's day and give them a bunch of 2p's.
And just wish they would pay better.
But the problem is, it's like those 2p's probably add up to like 10 quid, and then they're like, oh.
Well, if they live on the coast, they can hit up those 2p machines that go back and forth,
Oh, those are great.
I love those. I loved those as a kid. Can I have a pound? And I go put the pound in the machine and get a whole cup full of 2p's so I could barely carry. And I'm just sitting there like, ugh, maybe I could get a tea ring. What do I get? More 2p's.
I want that Mau, that out-of-date Mau. I really want it.
I love it. Any business activity where articles of food, drink, or condiment are customarily preserved and served to patrons for consumption on or off the premises, this is what classifies as a restaurant. Wait, off the oh, right. So even if you're sitting outside, you mean, not takeaway. Takeaway wouldn't count as...
Just
no,
at home.
Takeaway is short for takeaway restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah.
So actually, anything... No, because then Tesco wouldn't be considered. It sells food. You could eat it on the premises if you bought it, but it's not a restaurant, is it?
But
that's where it gets a bit murky. Like, you could buy food from...
But my Tesco's, my local Tesco's, has like a little restaurant area in it.
That's true. Yeah, mine does. So it has a little cafe. But yeah, that even makes it even more separate, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it's like... My favourite thing about the Tesco restaurant is if you ever look in their kitchens, they're literally just using their own produce. It's amazing. It's like, you can see it. You get to see, like, sausages, and it's just the sausages you could buy off the shelf.
That is true. I do know that the Tesco near me had a cafe. I don't know if it's still there because I haven't been in there for a while. The one I worked at for 15 years. It had a Cafe Nero, and it literally the restaurant section where they make their stuff. It literally backs onto the staff cafeteria, and all the staff cafeteria ingredients are just taken off the shelves. So.
It is. And I've seen them do it in my Tesco's. They've obviously run out of sausages. I've seen the staff just take a bunch of sausages back to the cafe. I'm just like, hold up.
It's cost effective.
It is.
Yeah, but they make it somewhat
makes sense.
livable. It does. It's somewhat livable wage, unlike here in the States where they can't survive without the tips. Exactly, which means the system needs to change. So I would say,
100%.
Get out of waitressing if you can, or let's unanimously stand up, unionise, and get things. I mean, if you don't want to conform to a better livable condition, I mean, that's your problem. Not the person who's in the waitress. I'm talking about like actually campaigning politically for that. Like, if you don't want to unionise, then that shit's going to happen to some degree in some areas.
Or just force people to give you tips.
Well, they do. They have mandatory tipping over there because they can't survive without it. And you're like, man, but what?
But was it a really shit meal? I was like, oh, it's so horrible.
Exactly, you've got to still tip.
I'll pay this tip.
Yeah. Yeah, over here it's just a voluntary thing for actual good service that you reward someone with. It's like, hey, keep the change. You did good today. Thank you. Yeah. Evening, Naomi. I've seen you there. Evening all. How are you, Naomi?
No, I do want to try. It's one of those restaurants when they just are horrible to you. Like, that's like the whole brand. You go in there. And the waiters is just rude.
I've only ever seen one of them, and I mistook it as being just a rude waiter, but it actually was a purposely done thing.
There's one in London.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I saw it. My friend Kenny, he's told me about it. He's like, look, watch this. And this mate is literally, she's like the bad bitch boss level. You know, She's up there chewing gum, not giving a fuck what the person's ordered. It brings it, slides it on the desk, half his soup falls off. But that's what he's literally paid for. He's paid to be bullied.
Getting paid for bad service just for the experience. That's insane. But also somewhat fun. I don't think I've got the heart because the one I saw, the waiter was insulting people. Like the guy was dining with his girlfriend that he was going on a date with, and he went to one of these places just for a laugh. And like he was really insulting how she looked to him. She refused to acknowledge the woman. It was being not just doing bad service, but like being disgusting as possible. And it's like, wow, that's heavy. I don't think I could endure that. You know, I would cry. I would too, Naomi. I would cry too.
I think I would just laugh. I'd be a psycho. I'm like,
I think there will be a level of me laughing at the service if it was like you say, like throwing the food or something like that, or just the atmosphere. But when it's like if it gets personal, then they start calling shit out. Like, oh no!
Is that really your haircut today, mate? Yeah. God. Is that really what you're wearing here?
Oh, the subject of the Great English Breakfast. What are your thoughts on the hash brown? A welcome addition or unwanted invader? The only hash browns I've ever eaten have been the McDonald's ones for a breakfast, but they've been like separate. I just I'll have them, not in a meal. What do you think, Jack? Have you any opinion on the hash brown?
I like the hash brown. It's a welcome to stay on my plate.
Oh, there you go.
A lot of places go, oh, do you want is it red pudding, blood pudding?
Blood pudding, yeah. Black pudding, yeah.
Do you want that, or do you want the hash brown alternative? Some if I want to be adventurous, I'll just go for a hash brown.
Yeah, I think Dagger Steve would probably be against the hash brown. It's quite defensive of the pud. I've been to once this meatloaf. It was called Dick's Last Resort. I had an overwhelm and had a shutdown. Oh really? You got overwhelmed and you shut down? Oh my god! Oh, see, that's what I don't see. That's why you got to be made of sterner stuff in some semblance, or be willing to endure what. If you don't know what to expect,
Yeah, it's one of them, or go to a maid cafe.
Oh, what cafe?
Have you not heard about maid cafes?
No, what are these?
They usually go to a cafe and there's these people dressed up as maids. And my favourite thing is, it's not just the women; it's the men. Yeah. And like the men who go there are like proper buff men in like little maid costumes. And it's fantastic. My friend in Japan sent me a picture saying, I'm going to a maid cafe with his wife. I went, well, my first thought was like, you're going to a Japanese maid cafe and you're taking your wife with you, you know.
I'm writing that down because I think I might have a career somewhere.
And then he sent me a picture of this bloke who had he had full on warships on his arms when he flexed. He gave them their meal, flexed, and then walked away.
And the main suit just split off his chest.
It didn't even split. He sent a video. He comes over, has the food, says good meal, and then just walks off. It was amazing. I was like, I want that service in my life.
Brilliant. It's not my choice to go this. I'm sorry, mate. I'd like to go to a cat cafe personally. I've heard about these cat cafes. It's quite common now. They're popping up all over the place.
There's loads.
Yeah. I made a maid cafe drawing a few years ago. Got a bunch of money for it. Hey, nice. That's a very different thing, Buttspot. I'd like to go to a butt cafe, personal butt. Calling you out, Naomi. They know what you're really after. Spotted dick. Got to be that English pudding that raises the most eyebrows above the nations. That's true. I was playing a horror game over the Christmas period, just before, and we were in a shop, and I had to get groceries to sort of warm up here. And on the thing, it had like some kind of cake. It was hard to work out the name, but I was like, spotted dick.
I've spotted dick, guys.
I've spotted dick, everyone, and it was like, what? Are we going on about? Who's Dick? Who have you met?
Why are you looking at Dick? Why is it spotty?
Go to a doctor then. Oh dear. Well, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, JakFrog, thank you so much for being a part of the Sun-Dried Bunnies podcast. A welcome return for the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it, meeting and getting to know Jack. Please go follow them. They are live doing the variety art streams, games, shooters, Dark Souls even.
You just don't know what you're going to get into.
When you go there, you see them live, you go in there, you go, ribbit, bitch. Yeah.
Ribbit, bitch, yeah.
Where did that come from?
Big Potato.
Big Potato. It was Big Potato. It was Death Violence and Big Potato, right? In their stream, I think. I think so.
I know it's all them. They came up with the ribbit bitch idea.
They made that whole...
They made it up.
So, Jack, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being the return guest as well. I really do appreciate that. It's been 18 months since we've done this. The last time we did it was for Death Violence herself when she was going away from Twitch, and we kind of ended it at Soulfest of that year. So it's been 18 months. So you never know, you might see some familiar faces from chat back up here. If you want to see some old episodes and old guests of old, they're not old. They stand the test of time. You can check out the full playlist. This will be a part of it on YouTube. You can also check out Stars in Your Eyes. Stars in your mouth.
Stars in your eyes.
Stars in your eyes might get me in trouble. Stars in your mouth, in which JakFrog literally won. Go see his performance.
Or don't. Don't skip it. Just skip it, to be fair.
So for now, I want to say thank you very much for joining me. Everyone in chat for joining me as well and giving me your time. Stars in your eyes. Yeah, that's the actual name of the show I'm parodying. Let's see if anyone's online that we could go and say hello to. Have you got anyone, Jack, that you would like me to say?
I've got this great guy called Solver Seeker.
You. It's been the most entertaining 90 minutes I've spent with a masked person since No Comment.
Yes.
I'm glad. I'm bloody glad.
I mean, I offer other services, but they're a bit high-ranged outside of Twitch.
You can check it. If you scroll down his channel, there is a price list. Don't worry.
There is a price list, yeah. If it's not there, just DM me and I'll sort it out for you. Don't worry.
Shall we go to... Hobbit is sitting at 2 people at the moment. He's a lovely man. Maybe we should go over and see Hobbit. Tell him what we've been up to. He claims to be my #1 fan. And he's just a wonderful chap. He's playing Sons of the Forest, which I believe is Big Potato's second favourite game. Behind the first Forest. Yeah. So
the first.
So thank you very much for that, Shani. We'll copy that. All right, guys, I'm going to send you to a lovely bloke in Hobbit. Thank you again for joining us for the podcast. There'll be more podcasts in the near future. This Sunday, I'll be doing a New Year's Eve special. We'll be reviewing the year that was 2023 and looking back at all the clips that have survived. And reviewing them and having a bit of a laugh. It'll be a countdown to the new year, so we're starting at 9 p.m. It's a bit of an odd start time, and we'll be finishing at midnight once the new year has dawned. So if you're free and available that evening, feel free to join me, check in with me. And next week, we've got a whole new slew of shows. Check the details in the Discord on Monday. So until then, Jack, thank you so much for being a wonderful person. Ribbit, bitch.
Ribbit, bitch.
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night, farewell. Farewell.